For the price of a magazine, subscribe to the Guitar channel to access the full videos. Beautiful introduction. Welcome to the Guitar channel. I am super happy to welcome you a new interview. I have on the other side of the Zoom connection the one and only Andy Wood. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm fabulous. Thanks for having me, Pierre.
So Andy, tell me a little bit more about your story. What was your very first guitar?
My first guitar, my family played music. So there was always instruments around the house. My grandfather played, and he had 3 daughters and no sons. So
Okay.
one daughter finally had a son and another daughter had a son. So he finally had 2 grandboys in the family, right? So 2 grandkids that were both boys. Immediately when we turned about 6 years old, he gives one of us the fiddle and another one a mandolin. He grew up, he played a lot of bluegrass and fiddle tunes and Appalachian music and things like that. So at that point, we just started playing fiddle tunes and Bill Monroe bluegrass standards and Flatt and Scruggs and all that kind of stuff and classic country. And then I played mandolin most of my life up until I was probably 16 or 17 years old. And then I heard Brent Mason's solo on Pick It Apart. And that was a Mark O'Connor album that I bought ironically because of the banjo and mandolin playing on the album, right? But it was Brent Mason's solo on that, and it just changed my life. It led me to the electric guitar. It was very much like in the Family Guy episode where Stewie hears the banjo for the first time. And he's, what is that glorious sound?
Nice.
So it definitely hit me like that. So as I was saying, I heard the electric guitar solo on Pick It Apart. And then from there, I discovered Eddie Van Halen because when I started playing electric guitar, I got into electric guitar so much later in life, right? Music had been a part of my life for 15 years up until this point, So I knew that Eddie Van Halen was important. I was like, well, I'm going to buy his music because, so I found the live right here, right now recording, and then immediately went and bought everything else that he ever did. It's like, this is incredible. So,
And how do you think playing the mandolin influenced your guitar playing?
I would say a lot of my lines in my improvisation are coming, I hear them in my head more like a mandolin and fiddle player would. Like a lot of my lines are very linear.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I enjoy angular playing, but when I hear a melody in my head, it tends to have more of that linear kind of sound. It's just, the nature of the music that I grew up on.
Can you give us an example of a melody, or I don't know, a riff that a typical guitar player would play, and how you are approaching it because you have this mandolin history?
Yeah, like, let me think for a second. I think, a lot of guitar players like to do like that kind of thing. And when I hear those kind of lines, it ends up being like it ends up having these little passing tones that flesh out the scale a little bit more, Like instead of just playing, I would play, I think it's ready to go to the album when I put a guitar solo on it.
Okay.
By that I mean if you have an album full of instrumental guitar, where does the guitar solo start? By that, like a song like Junktown or maybe Third and Lonely or some of those songs off my record, the melodies are verses and choruses, and it's like it's put together like I want you as the listener, even if you don't play guitar, to know where the guitar solo starts in a song that's a guitar solo. I think that was always super impactful to me. Look at Cliffs of Dover. Like, when the guitar solo starts because it cries like.
For the price of a magazine, subscribe to the Guitar channel to access the full videos.